The Rebbe's father, Rabbi Dovid Yitzchak, asks an interesting question. The Gemara in Sukka, Daf Yud Beis, a whole sugi over there, and it says that a hodos שוטה, like a whacked out hodos, the leaves are not there, and it looks pretty empty. It's a hodos שוטה, and it's kosher for a sukkah. Of course, schach, you can throw up any type of schach you want, any branch. So this hodos שוטה, kosher l'sukkah. If you look a few dafim later, daf lamed beis, amid beis, in Sichta Sukkah, over there the Gemara speaks about hodos שוטה, psul lelulav. You have to have that the leaves should be proper, should be mesuda, should be on one line. And if it's a whacked out hodos, it's not kosher for the sukkah, for the lulav. So the Rebbe's father asks, what's the reason, the tam pnimi? Is there a reason we can learn from? The same hodos, the leaves are not there, looks like a hodos שוטה. By sukkah, kosher. By lulav, it's psul. And the Rebbe's father, Rabbi Dovid Dubov, explains very beautifully. He says like this. There are two types of avodas Hashem, service of a yid to Hashem. And they're called basically Emunah and Das. Das is knowledge. Everything we do, there's a Shulchan Aruch, there's a Gemara. We have the reasons for it, or we know what to do. It has to be a Seder Mesuda. Every mitzvah has exact measurement, exact amount, exact time. Everything is in a Seder Mesuda. This world, in the world of Pnimius, as we call it, everything has to be done in an orderly fashion, in a Seder Mesuda. And that's called Das, knowledge. We know what to do, apiseichel. We bring it down according to our level. We could relate to it. It's bipnimius. We understand what we have to do, and we do it in a proper way. Then there's an avodah which is called Emunah, l'mayla min haseichel, higher than seichel. We don't understand. We have faith that that's the proper way, and that's what we do. In general, that's the difference. The Arizal explains the Chassidus is the difference between mitzvah sukkah and mitzvah lulav. Sukkah is above us, is p'chinas makif. It's higher than us. We have it. It's Emunah. It's faith in Hashem. But it's p'chinas makif. We don't internalize it on a personal level. The reason that Rizal explains, we take the lulav and we bring it down, we draw it down, so to say, into our heart, we touch our heart, is because that shows on the avodah of midos p'chinas, where the inyonim that are of elikus, those levels that we can relate to, comes down in us, in a pnimis. We could digest it, we could rationalize it. It becomes something personal to us. So there's an avodah what's called apisei de hishtalshelus, in an orderly fashion that we can relate to. And then there is p'chinas makif, p'chinas emunah, p'chinas sukkah. The idea is of a yid, he bridges together these two mitzvahs together, sukkah and lulav, to show that every year, those things that I couldn't understand last year, p'chinas emunah, now I try to reach that I could elevate myself, and I could bring it down. Those in Yom that were p'chinas makif, now it becomes p'chinas pnimi, and I constantly grow. There's no sheer how much a person's relationship to Hashem grows. So therefore, the Rebbe's father explains, as we know, as it says in Chassidus, that when it comes to the level of sukkah, which is p'chinas emunah, higher than seichel, over there, we will do sometimes what's called shtus de kedusha. Things don't make sense over there, and we will do some radical things. Even if chas v'sholom, a person has to give up his life, if he's being tested with ayinin from hasdut emunah b'avodah zorah. So there, it doesn't sound in the human mind's level. It's not something that we can understand, but we do it because we have emunah. So on that level, we have what's called shtus de kedusha, the radical level of holiness, and that over there is proper. And that's why a hodos, that's p'chinas shote, p'chinas shtus, in the level of sukkah, p'chinas makif, emunah, that is kosher. But where you have to follow Hashem's ways in the Seder Mesuda, bringing it down according to the level of Pnimius, how the avoid is in general, day to day, then Hodos Shoite, there's no room over there for anything that's out of the realm of Seder, of Mesuda, and therefore the Hodos has to be 100%. The leaves have to be proper, has to be in the same line, because the Gemara wants to teach us that on that level, when you have to bring it down and everything has to be in orderly fashion, zman, in mokoim, in place, in time, over there, the hodos has to be kosher. Mashenkin, but when you're dealing with a level that's higher than seichel, shtus de kedusha, so then you could have also, on the radical level, you will do things that look like shtus de kedusha. That's why hodos shoita is kosher.